sitting out here, front porch, city of Irvine, Texas.
Irving.
Irving. Okay, see, not Irvine. I keep saying that. Keep saying Irvine. Because I live next to Irvine, California.
Yeah.
But why is it so nice right now? Usually you said it's not.
Oh, Texas weather is it's sporadic. Sometimes you can be out here on a sunny day, clear, crisp, cool day, and then all of a sudden the clouds will come in and just storm. But last week or so, we went from 80 degrees to 40 degrees. It's like in one day the cold front came in, so I think that's a lot. The northern cold front. This is I guess where it meets the warm.
So this nice 80-degree, no humidity is not normal.
No. Usually in the summer it's terrible, but you just get used to it.
Uh-huh. So, why did you move out to Texas from California?
Well, actually, when Rachel and I got married, we were trying to find a house to buy in California, but real estate was so expensive, and we were thinking about school and all the other things you think about as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't going to send our kids to public school. Private school was too expensive. Homeschool, we weren't sure yet, but it was mostly, and also there was more opportunity in Texas from what I was researching. But I was in California. I had a hard time finding a landscaping job, so I was working at Lowe's in the meantime to find me a job in the landscape industry. But that didn't work. That wasn't working out for me either. And I remember one time, I think what put the nail in the coffin is one day I got out of work. My truck was stolen. Found it 3 weeks later, burnt. And I had to pay for the tow. It was in. Before that, I had received the ticket for a broken taillight, but it wasn't broken. What happened was I had replaced one of the taillights, so it was brighter than the other one. So I went to court, told the judge, "Hey, I can't fix this. My truck's gone. It's burnt." He goes, "Well, we can proceed to go to court, or do you want to just pay the fine?" I was like, "But I don't have the truck. How can I fix it?"
It's stolen.
Yeah,
right?
It's stolen.
Right. Why do you have to pay a fine on a stolen truck?
Yeah.
You don't
so there's no truck anymore, and so I was like, "I'll just pay it." And so I just sat there for a minute and continued just to pondering there. This is messed up, and the guy, while I was sitting there, was another guy there, an illegal, and they pretty much rolled out the red carpet for him. They worked with him. They said, "Can you make payments?" Because he couldn't pay the whole amount, and he told them, "Well, that's a lot of money. I don't have that money." And so, "Well, how much can you pay?" He said, $25. I goes, "All right." And I was sitting there like in shock. It was messed up. Just because I spoke English, because the whole proceeding was English. The other guy was using an interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the hell?
And what city is this in?
Fresno. And I was like, I better get out of California. This is just crazy. So, it was hard. Leaving out my family and my friends,
Mm-hmm.
picking up and going to somewhere you don't know. You don't have any family or friends. But we came here, and I got a job here with the landscape company. Started off, they paid me pretty well, so the opportunity was here, and then the economy's strong here, and over the years we've really formed a good community of friends, Catholic friends. With the universities here, like I was telling you earlier, UD,
Mm-hmm.
and the Latin Mass parishes here, and it's a huge church.
And what's the name of the parish?
Mater Dei, Our Lady,
And again,
Mother of God.
Again, I'm here with Heriberto, and he's sharing his story of his move from California to Texas. So, how would you describe the parish life then here?
Oh, well, I think there's over 20 ministries there at the parish. It's a traditional mass. There are 4 priests. There's something always going on for the families, for the couples. Just recently, we did Living the Vow series, where Father asked a group of parishioners that have been married for many years. I think the criteria was you had to be married more than 10 years. But there were some folks there that had 30 years, 40 years of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a monthly talk.
Here in the background, that's Eddie's daughter trying to get his attention.
Yeah. So that was really pretty cool, because it was just sharing their story of
Uh-huh.
their struggles and their kids. Oh my goodness!
We're in the front porch here, and she's trying to get
Trying to
Eddie's,
get my
her
attention.
daddy's
Hey,
attention here.
Baby, can you stop that?
You know, this is what 3-year-olds do.
Oh man! Stop! It was just a night of couples. We start off with the rosary, then a social. There'd be a little short social. Then Father would come and give his topic, and then the couples would give their topic, and we would end in prayer. But we had food, we had beer and wine. So there's a huge group of homeschoolers that meet there. It's like with the co-op, and so that's every week. The neat thing, we're in October. For Halloween, we do a All Hallows Eve party at the parish, where all the little kids, some of the parents, get dressed up as their favorite saint or biblical heroes. We do a litany of prayers before we start the party, and so everyone says who they are, and we say, "Pray for us." So we have Christmas pageant as well. They have talent shows. They have retreats. We do marches for Our Lady. It's very active.
And it sounds like a strong community.
Yeah.
And back in California, you hear the word community a lot.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times it rings hollow, and it means more of like government involvement. Where it sounds like a true community of people.
Yeah, it flourishes.
And what about the narrative? Because you're Mexican American, you've married someone that has native blood.
Yeah.
And in California, we always hear of, our strength is our diversity, and of tolerance. But you as a Mexican American, what do you think of California's culture versus the one because in Californians. The extreme leftist narrative of Texas is, it's backwards. There's a lot of rednecks, racism. They're non-tolerant. Yet what I hear here is a place of tolerance, of true community, of gathering of people. So what do you say about the narrative in California saying this is a place of tolerance, of welcoming people, of community, versus Texas?
Well, I think if you're in California and you have a different mindset, say a religious conservative mindset, they don't accept you. They just bash you until they want you to think like them or celebrate what they do. So they don't I mean, it's diverse here too as well. Being in the city, it's very diverse. I've met many people from many walks of life. That, for most part, they've been very welcoming. Um, in California, there's a there's like a spirit of just of of an elitism of knowing more or tolerating wicked things, and the liberals, I think, there have all these pipe dreams of being diverse, but they're actually isolating groups, I think, to go up against each other, right? So you have Hispanic groups, you have black groups. Like, for example, I still understand it, and a lot of universities do it. They have graduation ceremonies just for the blacks, just for the Hispanics. I was like, what the hell?
And how does it make you feel as a Latino,
A
Hispanic?
Latino, Hispanic?
How does that make,
Why? We're in America. I mean, it's just we're all American. Why cause that division? So see, that's the hypocrisy of it. Is that
right?
you're saying you're inclusive, you're in California, but you're not. You're
But
just
many would say
separatism.
you're denying your own Hispanic heritage because you don't believe this way. What do you say to that?
That's stupid. Because look, I grew up in the valley, picking grapes, picking tomatoes, pruning the fields, working out amongst my own people. How in the hell am I going to forget my own heritage? Is what taught me to be a hard-working person, and having morals and having a work ethic. How am I denying my? If anything, I'm an example of what hard work is, and I'm honoring my culture. That Hispanics can do all those things. Have a history of working hard. So look, I went to the university, I graduated, I got me a good job, I have my family, and I vote most of the time conservative. And so how am I denying my culture? I'm bilingual. I help out the guys on the field. See, one of the reasons why I have an advantage is because of my language. I go to work, I talk to the guys. I can relate to them. I'm not denying my culture. I'm actually that they like to see me interact with them and with the owners and be kind of like a liaison to them. So for both parties, so it's stupid for liberals to say that,
And especially with myself being Mexican, it always taught hard work. And the biggest empowerment you can do for people is provide labor. And here in Texas, there's abundance of labor, and it empowers everyone, including Hispanics.
Yeah.
And you would think people would praise more economies like Texas because they're uplifting people out of poverty.
Oh,
and
yeah. So here's the thing. Some things. Part of my job since I've been here was to hire and train guys. Okay. The wages have gone up are tremendously. Look, over here. The cost of living is less in California, but okay. So the average wage rate for landscape field guys is $14. That's with no experience coming into the field. If you're a foreman, it's like $25 to $30 an hour or salary, and those because there is a shortage of workers. There's so much work here. It's just like people. It's a great economy. People are willing to pay, and people are doing so well here right now. If you really want to do well.
And according to an article I was reading, it seems like the ones moving into California are the higher wealth, and the ones of lower education, lower wealth are moving out of California. But at the same time, again, we're told it's about, we're here for the low income. We're here to help those who are disadvantaged. But at the same time, the state is not. Those disadvantaged in California can't afford it, and the only ones that can afford it and that are moving in are the wealthier ones.
Right.
And here again, we're told, you guys, it's just a bunch of right wing.
No.
They don't care about the poor. They don't care about minorities, Hispanics.
No.
Yet, there seems to be more opportunities for those
Yes.
in lower
Yes,
income,
there
lower
is.
education,
Right.
and minorities
Right.
here in Texas versus California.
Right.
What do you say about that?
Okay, look at California, how people are living out of their vehicles, out on the streets. But well-educated people living out of the vehicles. How much more of a hardship is it for those people who do not have an education? Right?
Mm-hmm.
They're struggling. Some of my cousins who live in San Diego can't afford a nice house, so they live in some ratty apartments. Sometimes they've been here for many years, and it's getting worse for them. But they're paying anywhere between $2,000 and $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You come here, you could pay a mortgage, your mortgage would be like $1,200 to $1,600, depending where you live. Right? That's a monthly mortgage.
Right.
So I don't get it. It's just Californians. How are you helping your own people? You can't. At this point, you can't help the well-educated. How do you think you're going to help the poor? Right?
And according to this, a report done by the Legislative Analysis Office revealed between 2007 and 2016, California lost 1 million residents. So 5 million came in, but 6 million left.
Right.
And again, a lot of the folks that can't afford it are leaving.
Yeah.
And again, we're told over and over again, we need more government regulations, more rent control, more higher tax. We just passed a tax in California to increase the gas tax.
Yeah.
Gas is higher, which affects the poor directly. If you have to drive to work, they're paying $1 extra a gallon.
Right.
You go to the gas station, it's like $2.50.
Yeah.
$2.60 a gallon. Where in California it's $2.80.
Yeah.
$2.90. I mean $3.90.
$3.90.
More than $1.
Yeah. So here's the deal with that. You have a lot of poor people driving 3 to 4 hours to get to the Bay Area, right? Stuck in traffic. Either driving from the outskirts of the coastal towns, right? Like they drive from where? Stockton to the Bay Area. It's affecting the lower income people because the people that can afford to live there are not paying for the gas, right? The gas tax is just a way just to get more money out of you. But you guys, you're doing it to yourselves. It's you're able to vote, but what are you afraid of? And the Democrats run that state. You can't blame the Republicans or conservatives for that. Well, look at your homeless population. It's just you go to downtown San Francisco. There's defecation and people shooting up. You have to walk around. They have to, it's a paradise Mecca. It's liberal Mecca of the world, right? You go to Southern California, same thing. You have people sleeping in the parks, doing all kinds of crazy things. It's just like, why?
And I have noticed here too. Like I walked downtown Dallas. I went from the northern part of downtown all the way to the JFK Memorial. I didn't see one homeless person sleeping on the streets, and this is a major city.
Yeah.
Again, are there homeless people here? Yes, but not the numbers like we see in California. And Dallas is a major city.
Right.
I didn't see one person. I walked over 30 blocks.
Yeah. And you won't see
right
them in
the
downtown.
center of downtown.
Yeah, you won't see them in downtown much. I think there's the homeless shelters have been very effective of managing that and providing for them, because truly there are people who are in need that mentally can't hold a job. They're just so far gone, or they don't know how to help themselves. But Dallas has, you'll see homeless people by the signal, getting onto the freeway and so forth. But for the most part, it's pretty clean. There are parts of town, yes, they're a little deteriorating, and a lot of homeless, but not at the same numbers as California. Irving, here, there's only a handful of homeless people. We know who they are. We don't have to avoid areas and whatnot. They're so far. we've had, not that I'm aware of, had any issues with that here. So.
And why did you pick the Dallas area versus Austin, Houston?
Right. The job, of course, was I landed the job here, and it's only 5 hours away from Oklahoma, where my in-laws live, and it's not too far.
Okay.
It's a cleaner town. It's a cleaner metroplex. There's a lot more development going on here. A lot more opportunity. Well, all of Texas, there's a lot of opportunity. Everywhere you look, there's a crane. There are new buildings going up.
There's a lot, yeah. Crane City.
Yeah.
City of cranes. But what's the one thing you do miss about California?
I miss the weather and the food and my friends.
Yeah.
That's what I miss.
And what's the one thing you would hope to see in California change? Like, what would be one thing you'd see in California where you'd want to move back?
That's hard. I don't think I want to go back. One thing that would change, I guess. See, I don't know, man. There isn't anything I think that comes to mind that it's like, hey, there's a magic pill, yo.
Yeah, right.
There isn't, because it's so complex.
Right.
The way it is now, it's there's no way I could make it out there. So, for example, I'd have to double my income to live the same lifestyle that over here. That if I were to move over there, and
right.
no one's gonna pay me that much. And if they do, I still wouldn't go.
Right.
I think. I think unless California decides to get rid of all the Democrats from office, that's not going to happen, though.
And we're just watching a guy on a motorcycle driving by. Now, is it legal to drive on a motorcycle without a helmet?
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about Texas, is you're not being told how to live. Like every single part of your life, like in California, you're forced to wear a helmet. Again, I'd wear a helmet, but at least, hey, this guy, he doesn't want to wear a helmet? So be it.
Yeah.
There's not a nanny state at gunpoint telling him you have to wear a helmet or be fined.
Right.
So I think that's one of the great things about Texas. It's more liberty-minded versus nanny state-minded when compared to California, which is sad. California, you have the home of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of good conservative roots in California
right.
yet, where, in a sense, politically, culturally controlled by the elites in San Francisco and Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe if California would break up.
Well, that
would be.
It's being talked about right now.
Yeah.
In the state,
it would. I think that would definitely change things on a large scale, and I think dramatic and radically change the politics there. And I think that's the one thing that would help California.
Right.
To split up, because for two coastal cities to have full control of the whole state.
Again, because one is controlled economy, look at it. The other one's more liberty-minded. One wants to give you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And another, we'll take our chances, but have more liberty, have more freedom.
Yeah.
It seems in Texas is, in a sense, they gambled on freedom and they're winning.
Yeah.
Just like Trump said, you get so tired of winning. It's like they're winning in Texas, and
we're winning all the time.
And the proof is an economy. Even the faces of the people, which is very diverse. I think proving the point of free market conservatism, that the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
If people are living a good life here.
Yeah. I try to start a business and a landscape business in California, and I had to go through so much paperwork, pay so many fees.
Right.
Pay. It's just crazy. You can't. You're so heavily regulated.
Right.
And I was like, how am I going to make it here? And here in Texas, I think it only cost me about, how much was it? About $300 to start up a business, get the name and everything. That's it. That's all.
And
I
that's
had to
like
pay.
half the price of, because I had a business in California, and it's double what you paid here.
Oh man. Yeah. So,
But thanks a lot, Eddie. Thanks for allowing me to chill out on your front porch
yeah.
on this
Hey.
nice Texas fall day.
So when you coming?